Hi friends, this is Lana and welcome to my new video. In today's video I'm showing you how to paint this popular Christmas house, which everyone knows as Kevin McCallister house from the well-known movie called Home Alone with Macaulay Culkin in the main role. I am already in a winter mood and had the idea to draw something pretty and fun. I love so much the Home Alone movie and it has become a family tradition to watch this movie every Christmas time. So if you like the Home Alone movie as much as I do, let's paint together and create this great house where Kevin, the youngest McCallister's son, stayed alone and had a fun adventure at Christmas time. This video won't be too long, so you can make a cup of tea and just relax. I'm using a Rosa Ukraine watercolor sketchbook with 100% cotton paper, which is my favorite at this time, and then I'm also using my beloved watercolor paints from Daniel Smith and Rosa Ukraine brands. And I will try to have all of the shades in the screen when I'm using them, and also this linked below. And I'm using 3 different brushes. The first one is Natural Squirrel brush from Rembrandt, that is size 3, and 2 synthetic brushes from Rosa Ukraine, size 2, and for smaller details size 0. Also, I'm using additional materials such as white gouache, waterproof black fine liner pen and white jelly pen for the details. You can see the photo reference on the screen now, and you can download this photo by clicking the link in the description below. So, I'm starting my drawing using a fine liner pen, and before this I made a press sketch with a simple pencil. I make my sketch simple and alive, sometimes pressing harder on my pen. And sure, I clearly understand this sketch can be complicated for some of you, since there are a lot of straight lines and other architecture figures, so I decided to make your life easier and leave this sketch in the fine liner stage in the attachment to this video. I started by watering my paper. I also placed the paper under my current painting to protect the rest of the pages with my art. I always start with the sky and mix my colors. Since this is a night sky, I need a fairly dark color. A natural tint is ideal here, and I'm adding a little quinacridone violet. After drying, the colors won't be as bright, and we should keep this in mind. But then I usually intensify the colors by adding new layers. I start with light, mixing yellow ochre and Indian yellow and painting over the windows in places with Christmas lights. Feel free to go beyond the lines. You can paint with yellow even more boldly than I did. With the next layers, we will cover it in places that are unnecessary. Next, I start working on the house, starting with the roof and then moving to the bottom of the drawing. I mix colors for the roof, shadow violet and deep sap green. In general, I use a lot of shadow violet in this illustration. This granulating color is ideal for shadows, and if you add some other colors to it, it gives such beautiful shades that it would be difficult to mix them using primary colors. Try this color at least once, you will likely like it. Also, for this illustration, I need to use a lot of shades of brown and yellow. Since the sky has already dried, I want to enhance this color, so I put the same color but take more pigment on my brush and go over the sky again. Next, I move to the tree and mix burnt sienna with sepia and occasionally add shadow violet and Caput Mortuum. Now I'm starting to paint the walls of the house. I take the same colors as for the tree. Where there are light places, I add some burnt sienna, and where there are shadows, I mix sienna with shadow violet and Caput Mortuum and sepia. Since this is nighttime, here we need warmer shades of colors, since artificial lighting mostly gives a warm light. So for the lower part of the house I use the same brown colors. I only go around the bushes. I will make them green a little later. For the path and the front of the house I'm using more yellow ochre. You can add yellow here. This is the entrance to the house, and this place is very bright and turns out to be one of the lightest in the picture. I'm moving to the roof again and applying a second layer, enhancing my color. Again, I take my favorite shadow violet and deep sap green. Now I'm moving to the windows and painting these wood shutters in black. I take natural tint and lunar black and go over them with a synthetic brush. Now I want to paint over our bushes. I take Indian yellow and mix it green apatite color, lemon and turquoise to get a color close to yellow-green. Well, I filled the first layer with paints and will now work on enhancing the colors. I returned to the tree and took more brown paints pigment on the brush. Then once again I'm moving to the windows, adding a little Moonglow to the white places, and with Indian yellow I'm painting the edges of the windows where there are Christmas lights. And enhancing the color of the walls, enhancing the green color of the bushes and the foreground. I work with the same colors. These are brown, shadow violet, burnt sienna, yellow, sepia. Well, now with the synthetic brush and the same mix of browns I go over the window frames. Now I'm working a little with the white gouache and painting some dots in the Christmas lights places. There are the lightest places of Christmas lights. Now I'm taking a white jelly pen and drawing the texture of the house, some bricks below and a few bushes here. Now once again I'm enhancing the foreground with paints. I will slightly tone down the texture of the house since it's nighttime and the bricks should not stand out so much. Now I'm going back to the roof once again and painting the shadows from these two windows located in the roof space and enhancing the dark color of the door. Next, friends, I come back to the sky once again. For me, it's not dark enough yet, and in turn it blends it with the house. So I'm taking a natural tint and intensifying this dark color to the maximum. I'm giving a little yellow to the bushes to make them glow and make the foreground of the drawing darker as well. Now I will work on the details. I'm drawing the branches of the trees. I mixed a little gouache with yellow ochre and brown and painting the texture of the tree. I'm painting shadows under the roof and putting white gouache in places where I lost light during painting. I don't forget about the red Christmas wreath on the door, such an accent in our illustration. Well, the final touches. I'm adding a little pink, turquoise and lavender to the foreground and the roof to slightly dilute our dark colors and give a feeling of celebration to the work. By the way, I talked about this technique and other valuable things in my previous video that you can see on the screen now. I will restore the lines with fine liner and close to the door as well. I want more light, so I'm adding more yellow to the space. At the very end, I added some light splashes as the light scatters in different places, and it will be great to show it off by improvising. And that is it. I really enjoyed this Christmas painting, and I really just enjoyed working on art that is really pretty and doesn't take a whole day, so that was a really nice thing. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you are thinking about recreating this video, I hope you have a lot of fun. That is always the important part. But now we are getting to the end of this video, and I would like to congratulate you on the upcoming holidays and wish you a lot of inspiration and creative success. And at the very end, don't forget to leave likes and comments and subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye bye!